Hello, good afternoon. Are you a member?
You want to do luck in this? All right.
Yeah.
1v1 luck in the sun?
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, I'm definitely going first. The hell? What you thought was that you go first?
Since you wouldn't be.
Pooh Shiesty just dropped his new album, All Eyes on Shiest. And I mean, to be honest, Pooh Shiesty didn't even really drop it. Gucci dropped it because Pooh was still signed to Gucci after.
You still doing it?
What?
You still doing what you doing? What's wrong?
Yeah, don't get on.
Yo, chat. What's wrong with her, man?
Just play.
I'm gonna play the video if you're not watching it.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
What?
Listen, and I look up when I look up. The fuck? Why y'all worried about me?
Doing this.
Bro, let them know you going on, bro. Let them know you dropping me,
I
bro.
drop you.
No, say it.
Pooh Shiesty dropping 10 something.
How you felt about that situation?
Real. Ain't never did no police.
Not my problem.
Tell them what's going on.
So, what you mean?
What you do?
Do you feel like Pooh Shiesty in the wrong? Or Gucci made you soft?
No. He did what he had to do.
Who?
Both of them.
Both of them do what they had to do?
Mm-hmm.
So what was Pooh Shiesty go?
Whatever he thought he was going.
What you mean?
Bro,
So
play
who
the
won?
video,
Who
bro.
won in the situation?
Gucci won.
Gucci won?
Yeah.
So did he snitch or not?
I don't know.
How you don't know?
I don't know. The end, that's what they say.
Who's they?
Bro, play the damn thing, bro. Don't get on my nerves, bro.
Yo, what happened? Why you scared to answer the question?
You drop.
No,
Why you mugging?
That's why you watching it documentary.
gang. Because all 52 minutes and 19 seconds of Mr. Pooh's
Mackenzie,
2026
take your
album
ass to
is
sleep.
owned by none other than
You getting about fucking nerves.
1017 Global Music, meaning Mr. Pooh is gonna get the clout while Mr. Gooch is gonna get the guwap. You wanna make hundreds of dollars from your phone for free?
Yo,
In the QR code.
yo,
Science,
bruh.
joy, up and out. Snitching on all. Go ahead and make you some free cash. Not only did Pooh Shiesty drop an album, he may have just dropped a new indictment after snitching on a whole lot of situations within the lyrics. Now, looking at his YouTube channel, as you can see, I've gone through plenty of the songs, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this is a gangsta album. If you like gangsta music, this is what you want to listen to. If you like crash out music, and that is what you're influenced by, the album is fire. I mean, there's certain things you're not even gonna pick up on unless you're in that lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie, the music is fire. But what it might do to his Fed case is light it on fire. Now, Shice dropped a song called Reap What You Sow. We chopper gang, not goon squad, ain't got no hustle, get up and box. Got 2 knives, but this yard's sweet, so I'ma just tote my lock. If you've never been to prison, the lock, the combination lock, the same lock that you get in high school, is like the easiest freebie weapon. You can buy it on Canteen, you tie it to a sock, you hit someone over the head with it. Some people have been devastated by it, but in my personal experience, like you get, you know, you can get a little chunk knocked out of you, but you really have one swing with that lock, and then
imagine getting hit with a lock in the sock. How you think that feel?
You want to feel it? I got a few locks in the socks right now, but
No, you don't.
okay.
How you feel? How you think that will feel?
I don't know. Let's try it.
You want to do luck in the sun? All right.
Yeah.
1v1 luck in the sun?
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, I'm definitely going first. The hell? What you thought was that you go first?
Since you want to feel it.
he's gonna get on you with something if they have a knife or a banger or whatever. And just these lyrics alone, he's saying, got 2 knives, but the yard's sweet, so I'm gonna just tote my lock. And saying shit like this while you're in a federal prison or a jail, a facility, you could get raided just for that, because you're literally saying you're toting. Now he can be like, oh, this is all past tense from when I was in the feds, but the feds are gonna use that too. Because in federal prison, toting weapons gets you new charges. You get caught with a knife and you catch a new Fed case, you can get another 3 years added onto your sentence for having a weapon. Like, for example, this is the United States Attorney's Office of Pennsylvania. It states a federal inmate charged with possessing a homemade knife. The United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Pennsylvania announced that Marshall Martinez, 37, a federal inmate, was indicted by a federal grand jury for possessing contraband in prison. He had a 5-inch blade of sharpened plastic, commonly referred to as a shank. The maximum penalty under federal law for this offense is 5 years in prison and a 3-year term of supervised release. So this isn't like the state prison system where you get caught with a knife and you go to confinement for an extended amount of time. No, in the feds, you get caught with a knife, it's like getting caught with a gun. You're facing 5 years. So with Shiesty being like, oh, the yard's sweet, I'm gonna just tote my lock. All right, a lock is one thing because you can technically have a lock in your possession. You can't walk around with it, but you can have it and they're not gonna trip unless it's tied on or something. But when you're on a compound, a penitentiary yard that's so deadly you gotta tote a knife and risk an extra 5 years, you know you in the trenches. You deep in the trenches. Shiesty would rap, all I asked was the bare minimum. Ninja held his nuts on me, so I took it there. Yeah, I blank. Fuck you mean? I don't know exactly who or what he's referring to. Some are claiming he's alluding towards Gucci.
You feel like he's talking about Gucci?
We watching it now. Let's see. You gonna tell us?
Wanted to get released. He wanted money, whatever it was. Gucci didn't give it to him. And then, you know.
Let them know you drop.
So I can't stamp it that he's talking about Gucci, but it's very likely that he could be hinting at Gucci. And even here he'd say, I hid my knife right by my, in case the metal detector beat. That's 6 more months in the hole if the CO try to strip search me. And it's just like, when I hear lyrics like that, it brings me back, because in prison, you get an ID card and you get like a little clip, a metal clip, right? And what people will do is they'll take that clip, they'll take a piece of string from sheet, tie it around the knife, put the clip on the knife, and then you clip the knife to your boxes so it's hanging down your manhood, and that's where you keep the knife at. So depending on how big the knife is, you can get patted down and they don't necessarily touch the knife because they're not trying to touch up all in there. You know what I mean? And that's where you keep it. And he's literally saying this 6 months in the hole if I get searched. Like, if I get caught with this, I'm done. And that's a fact. I've lived that life. I've done that. I know exactly what he's talking about and exactly how that feels to have that cold steel touching your thigh. I've lived this, and you know, when you hear it, you're like, hell yeah, but do you want to go back to that? Hell nah. Now Pooh would drop another song called Still on Timing featuring Big 30. And I mean, immediately, as soon as they get into the lyrics, my 3rd weekend out the feds, I bet shit get to dying. I'm South Memphis menace, I make the murder rate rise. Binary triggers, AR pistol, this bitch double fine. And it's just like, homie, you asking to get indicted. You saying as soon as you get out the feds, you cranking back up with Big 30, and now this is your co-defendant on this federal case. And if you like rappers that live what they rap, this is the rapper for you. But if you enjoy your freedom, this is not the path to take. You ain't shot nobody in 3 years, burn up your Shiesty mask, ain't got no hustle, all my homies trying to smash for cash. This is crash out music. That's all this is. If you ain't shot nobody, burn your mask. My homies ain't got no hustle, they trying to smash for cash. That's it. This is crash out music. And there are a lot of people influenced by this. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to make money. They don't want to do YouTube. They would rather do this, go shoot something up, drop an album, and then act like the system is against them when they get banned with 100 and some years.
Right.
And if you need more proof, in his song Last Man Breathing, Pooh Shiesty literally says, they gave the homie 75, he get out when we turn 100. They're like, who, that's disgusting. They gave the homie 75, he get out when we turn 100. Y'all ain't turning 100. You know how rare it is to turn 100? You think out of all people, Pooh Shiesty's gonna turn 100 years old? Like, it's not going down like that. And then he's got more lyrics. Police keep running up in my cell talking about he smell a wick, but I don't smoke. He trying to find my cell phone. He ain't slick. They don't want to sell me a knife. I'm cutting up my locker then. You can't relate to that last bar unless you been to the pen. Yeah. That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is when you get to prison, you don't just really get a knife, you gotta buy a knife. And to buy a knife, you gotta be respected enough to have a knife, right? And if they don't wanna sell you a knife, you gotta make a knife. He's talking about cutting up a metal locker. That's not really that easy to do. And the second you try to make one, everyone hears it. You can hear the sounds of banging shit. Some people will take their lock and use it to bang the knife and mold it into the way they want it shaped, and then you gotta sharpen it. And this is a process that takes some time. Like, it can take days. This isn't a quick thing. And in the process of you making that knife, you might get stabbed because nobody wants you to have a knife. So this is all some penitentiary shit, and like I said, enough shit to get your cell raided. But on his track, I'm Back, he opens up with, I'm a fucking blank leader. This shit way deeper than lyrics. And I don't even know why, like, being rich part of the plan, I got premeditated millions. What the fuck is buying bodies to a fucking killionaire? I'm drilling. Homie. Even though he blurted out, we can assume he said, I'm a fucking gang leader. That's the first lyrics in the song, but he beeped it, he blurred it out. They edited it out. Why? Because in the federal paperwork, they say Pooh Shiesty is a gang leader. So to double down on it in your album while you're sitting in the feds trying to beat a case is like, and then what the fuck is buying bodies to a fucking killionaire? Soon they confirmed he up in there. I sent 4 of my killers in there. Like, bro, you can't make this shit up. This is the Crash dummy music, and he's sending it full force. I feel like personally he knows he's stuck in this situation. So the only thing he can do is be all he can be. I'm gonna be the most gangster rapper I can be, because what other choice do I have? And this is the only thing that's paying me. And obviously he's gonna get some type of money out of this situation, but Gucci is reaping the full benefits. Now, shout out to my boy Flacco. 2 weeks ago, he posted a former prison guard claimed Pooh Shiesty paid BMF members for protection while serving time in federal prison.
A BMF associate. So when he's a wheelchair pusher, like, you know what he's there for. He's paying for protection. Magically, he was only on the yard for a couple months. He got popped on a UA and he went to SHU. When he served his time for being there for a failed drug test, he refused to go back out to the yard. In that world, it doesn't matter if you're a gangster, it doesn't matter whatever the fuck, whatever world you go by. When you're done with your segregation time, you're supposed to walk the yard. If you are about your shit, if you don't have a bad jacket, you're supposed to hit that motherfucker and you go out to the compound. That's what prison is, especially at a penitentiary. That's what it is. When they give you the option to leave, you don't have to be locked up anymore. You can go back out to the yard, and you say no, you're checking the fuck in. That's asking for protective custody. Whether you say, I want help, or protect me, please, when you say, I'm not going anywhere, that's unofficially saying,
why you laughing?
Nah, bro, keep going, bro.
I need help.
Now, I already know y'all are gonna fry him in the comments for being white, being bald, looking like the singer off Linkin Park, and having glasses. But I'm gonna say this. No one knows prison like inmates and COs. And this dude was a guard in the federal prison. He worked in there. So he's gonna know the game. And they talk just like that. They talk as if they're the inmates. So they know what checking in is. And not for nothing, this is similar to the Kodak Black situation. Kodak was allegedly beaten by COs, put in confinement, shipped to Big Sandy, and never came out. He didn't want to come out of confinement. He didn't want to hit that yard. He never hit that yard. So he's alleging Pooh Shiesty was on it and then didn't want to come back out after the fact. So this is the CO's page. His name is Gio the Legend, Gio Martini. He's a former law enforcement officer, and he's a U.S. Army infantry veteran. Thank you for your service. So he's actually got a couple videos speaking on this. And I mean, even this picture right here, USP Victorville, thank you for sending this to me. Memories. He's in the tower. He's got a shotgun right here. control booth. You can see the yard. No grass in sight. This shit's fucking, this is federal prison. They got an AR-15 right there. Another shotgun, probably a non-lethal. And the craziest thing about this post is 28 weeks ago, Pooh Shiesty himself would comment, "Glad I made it out." And Gio would respond back saying, "You still suck at basketball," just playfully joking with him. I mean, he didn't jump in the comments like, "Oh, you checked in and you's a bitch," or nothing like that. He's just like, "Hey, you still suck at basketball." Now, could this have been a clout move? I mean, possibly. You know, who knows? Who really gives a fuck? Because at the end of the day, if Pooh Shiesty didn't owe anyone money and no one told him you can't hit the yard, I feel like that would be different. No, I've never been to the feds. I don't know how the feds is, because you got some people that would rather like ride out and finish their time in the box just to not be around nobody, just to like mentally prepare yourself and kind of like deprogram from the program of prison, right? I'm gonna sit in here and I'm gonna think about how I'm gonna come home and how I'm gonna, you can't really do that when you're like on the yard and like you're fucking GP, because you're still in the mix, bro. You're in the mix until the day you go home. Anything happens, you still involved. You gotta crash, you gotta whatever, until the day you go home. You pass off your knife on the way to being fucking released. You know what I'm saying? If it's like that where you're at. So could this have been a clout move? Absolutely, because it's not like he got on his ass when Pooh Shiesty commented. He probably saw an opportunity, whatever. Could this have actually happened? Sure. Does this mean that Pooh Shiesty's a bitch? I don't really think so. You know what I'm saying? He was already on the yard. It's one thing if he never touched it and was like, "I'm not going out there," but he was already on it. And then he was like, "Man, I don't give a fuck about this. I'm gonna sit in my cell and write my new album." Maybe he planned the Gucci Mane kidnapping from inside of the fucking cell. Who knows? But I'll say this. I don't think Pooh Shiesty needs to drop any new music. I think he's too gangster for the internet. I think he's too gangster for the labels. And I think the best thing he can do is lay low, play dumb, like he says in his songs, and just focus on building his defense. Because the more he speaks, the worse it seemingly gets. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090J.
Pooh says you can get out?
Y'all rocking with me. Till next
Is he
time.
gonna get out?
Yeah.
Probably do a little time. He ain't finna get right out.
A little bit? What's a little bit of time to you?
Probably 5.
5? What y'all think, chat?
Y'all motherfuckers to subscribe to Foreign TVO. Don't give a fuck. Better subscribe, motherfucker. If not, security gonna get your ass. Pup, pup.